Method now in America. www.beljanski.org.
That's right. It's the morning show, and you're on ABC News Radio, KMT 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with us. We hope that you keep the comments coming, especially on today's show. It is Friday. That's called Fun Day. Ahead of the fun days ahead, and wherever you are at, make sure that you keep the fun in your life, especially with all the weird stuff happening in this world. There's so many odd things that I have questions on, and I should probably keep my comments to myself, but there you go. We got Jesse Sanchez over there. Good morning, Jesse. What's going on in your world other than Marvel? They're doing some pretty cool stuff, by the way.
Good morning. Yes, Marvel's always awesome. I'm waiting for they just have the new Hawkeye show on Disney Plus. So as soon as I'm not allowed to watch it without Casey cuz she monitors that stuff. So plus I like to watch it with her cuz it makes it a whole lot better, especially when she sees my reactions to certain things cuz I'm an Uber nerd apparently.
Okay. So, okay, I don't know what that means. I think a cool. What do they call him now? Cool nerd
think about this. I was watching a show on HBO Max last night called Young Justice. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh yeah. Of the they're young before like the Justice League, but younger, right?
Yes, it's like the younger team members that end up being there,
teenage years, not like Teen Titans, right? Like which are kind of the younger ones versions of
different characters. But so I'm watching it, and I noticed three things within that episode, and I'm like, why do these look familiar? And so the moment I saw it, I instantly recognized it. It was from a cartoon in the 90s. So that's how much of a nerd I can be.
That's called trivia nerd. That's called.
I sent it to a bunch of people. I was like, "Do you recognize these items? They're from a cartoon in the 90s." They're like, "No." I'm like, oh, I feel so lonely.
I hate that. I hate that when you're like, "Wait a minute, are you my age? Are you not?" Because we all right. We have like a youngness to us when it comes to the cartoons, but some of the younger ones are like, "Didn't watch that." You're like, "Oh, okay, sorry, you don't know that." But you would be funner if you had, because we grew up on cartoons and Saturday mornings and then afternoon. So is there a glimpse of what you're talking about, or is it
what it was the apparently the producer of that show worked on the show Gargoyles, and so there were a couple items in the Gargoyles TV show that's really important, so he snuck those into the Young Justice show. So I was like, that was just super cool. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to watch HBO Max, watch Young Justice. It is a great DC show.
In other words, the universes can collide, is what you're saying. So that's kind of cool.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, if they can bring back a new Gargoyle series, that would be awesome.
Yeah, they just need to, make them. Actually, they did somewhat in Once Upon a Time, and they brought the Gargoyles and they brought it, and they kind of mixed it with the other enchanted world, so to speak, of all the things. And I think, if Marvel, DC, and others think like that, they could think like how they collide with other fantasy members, right? Because it all collides. It really does when you think about it. Everybody needs help, and then you need gargoyle help. I just didn't like the way they spun it in the Once Upon a Time because they made the lead gargoyle kind of mean and not nice. And I'm like, yeah, that's not the way he is. Plus, who doesn't love his voice, right?
Right, the actor who I can't remember his voice or the actor's name, but if I heard it, I'd be like, oh, Goliath.
So, that's it, Goliath. I can never remember his name, but yeah. Fun show. Okay, I know other ones like what? Okay, let's talk about something that you guys can understand, and let's put our inner geek on. Jesse, what's going on in the world when it comes to Futurama?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I made this joke to somebody. So in Futurama, there's the main character Fry, and he goes to the future. He wakes up like 1,000 years in the future, and so he's like in the year 3000. He's walking around and he's looking for a phone booth. They don't have phone booths back in the future apparently, So what they do have is they have suicide booths. So yeah, you push a button and yeah, it kills you. So I always thought of that as a kind of like joke, like, are we gonna get that into the future? And apparently we are. Apparently we're hitting that period where suicide booths are actually a thing. Because apparently, in the works for years, a suicide machine will soon be tested in Switzerland. I, yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. Because then cartoons are becoming reality now. So,
Well, I think it's kind of interesting when you say that because I think people go, "Wait, what? This can't be real, right?" That's number one. Number two, can you describe the episode where he enters the actual suicide booth and how he and his forever friend actually meet?
oh yeah, so he's. Oh, you talk about like the little different modes of death.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the suicide booth in that show, there's like, I think three different modes of death. It's either uh quick and painless or slow and agonizing. The fact that they have a slow and agonizing mode is just hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like, do you want to be saw chained or poked at or what? Because I think some of those items are the kind that they used to use in Egypt when they would take out your brains. So yeah, that's not what I want for my life. But buyer beware, right? But this is actually a thing. We're not even making this up, and I'm not gonna lie. It has questions written all over it, and oddly enough, these ponds actually look kind of. I mean, I guess my only question would be like, if you had somebody saying, "Hey, Grandpa, you want to go to this place? Cause check this out. What a cool looking machine. Do you want to lay down in it?" The pods actually look kind of cool, Jesse. I mean, wouldn't you not want to be like, like tricked? You know what I mean? Because the pods actually look significantly awesome. You see what I
They
mean?
they do look really cool, and
There's no warning label. Are you sure? Like, can
yeah,
I talk you out of this
I'm
first?
glad the button's on the inside. But I mean, if you're like hurting from like cancer and like an incurable disease, and you just like the pain's just too much, I actually see it as a great thing.
Well, and look, it is a thing in certain states. It's actually legal. Many know it's called. I forget what they call it in certain areas, but they call it kind of. Well, they call it all kinds of things.
Let's see,
Let's talk.
called assisted suicide.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they even don't even call it suicides anymore. I think they call it assisted death or something like that. But sometimes it's a pill, sometimes it's and usually it's kind of monitored. So you don't just like all of a sudden, and then I don't know what the qualifications are, but if you were deathly ill to the point where like you just know it's a slow, slow, slow day, I would say have all your friends and family there first. That's number one. Um, and I mean not probably in the moment of it, but I mean everybody wonders who's going to be at the funeral. I always thought there was one show, I forgot what it was. I think it was Nicolas Cage, and he has all of his friends there. I forget what they call it, but it's like a pre-funeral. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they call it, but it's kind of like a moment where you know they're gonna die, but you're all there anyway ahead of time, which I would like because then I would know who'd be there. But then I think only my mom would be there, you'd be there, Mitch would be there, Bill would be there, I think the crew at ABC KBT would be there, right? But my point is, like, if you send out invites and people go, "Oh, I'm a little too busy for that," you're like, "Did you read it? I'm gonna die in 3 weeks." Like, like maybe a prelude to this one. I think maybe they should do that because this is a real thing. It says a coffin. We didn't even make this up, people. I looked to see if this was fake news. This isn't. A coffin-shaped suicide machine that promises its users a relatively painless. Whoa! I don't like even the fact that they say relatively painless death, Jesse. I don't like that word, relatively painless death. Either it is painless or it's not.
Well, only the person inside would truly know, and I don't think they're gonna tell.
Like, did they test this on themselves? Well, I guess not, right? Because then they would be dead. Okay. I don't know why they said relatively painless. That already red flag. I do not. If I needed to die, I don't want to be relatively painless. I want to feel no pain. Okay. Period. End of story. In under a minute, has been legalized in Switzerland. Yay, Switzerland! What? Honey, we're going to Switzerland. I want to go visit something. No, right? No. The machine Sarco, that's what it's called, Sarco, induces hypoxia and hypocapnia, which is a state of inadequate oxygen levels in the tissues. Oh God, no! This is there's so many better ways to do this, Jesse. It's basically it's suffocating you in the tissues and reduce carbon dioxide levels in the blood, leading to the demise of the user. Oh, that just already. I can tell you right now, even if I were desperate, I would want to go with the little pill that makes me go to sleep. Goodbye, and that's it. That's how I would do it. This already sounds like a no-winner to me. Who approved this? According to the Independent UK, the machine can be operated from inside. Oh, this is horrible. What if you're oh my God, by just blinking, Jesse? By just blinking. What if you have like a second moment? You know what I mean? Like usually, and I'm not gonna lie, I've talked to suicide. Well, never victims, obviously. Suicide, those that like think about it, right? And anybody that's ever thought about it always goes like, can I, could I, you know? Or you look at like Stargate, right? Stargate at the beginning. Remember, what's his name? Colonel O'Neill, I think. Colonel O'Neill actually thought, you know, he had the gun to his head, and that's harder than you know when you have a gun to your head, right? Hopefully, it doesn't go off. But if you blink, what happens? It says, in case the person suffers from a locked-in syndrome where an individual is conscious and aware but cannot move due to complete paralysis of the voluntary muscles of the body except for the vertical eye movements or blinking. What? Is that a side swipe? Go right. Abort. I just thought about something worth living. Hold on. I got to tell my mother something. Hold on. Right? I'm just saying. Like, I don't understand this pod, Jesse. The outside is very nice. It should be like a massage machine. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's a good idea, but it needs to be better implemented. And the only reason I say this is because I always flash back to the last few weeks of my aunt's life when she had cancer.
Yeah.
It was one of the most horrible things I've ever seen, and I could tell she wasn't there. She didn't know where she was. And it was painful to see her fall apart during those last few weeks. So it would be better if she had the option to say goodbye to her family that came there, and you know, and if it went peacefully, not like this, obviously.
Yeah, see, you're thinking right. I mean, and that's what I would go with first. I'd be like, okay, let's have your family first. But again, the way they're going about it is just wrong. I can think of so many different ways to make this painless, simple, and honestly, like peaceful, right? Peaceful into whatever life ends up on the other side, right? Because I think at the end of the day, everybody knows, okay, whatever I'm ready for on the opposite side of that, right? But yeah, your blinky thing. I don't agree with this. I really don't, because you know, involuntary eye movement is a thing when you're dying. Just saying. This youth. Oh, there it is. That's what they're gonna call it. This euthanasia device assists the user. Oh, now people are thinking about pets a whole different way. Yeah. Yeah, that's what you gotta think about when you put your animals down the end. I have a problem with that. Assist the user to die relatively peacefully. Again, relatively, I don't like that word. And painlessly in under a minute. Again, don't like under a minute. That's misery right there. This is the latest development in euthanasia devices. Oh, because there's more. That can be used in countries where voluntary euthanasia or assisted suicide, oh, that's what we're talking about. I guess it is called that, is legal and helps in ending one's life with minimal pain. In other words, they're thinking, well, since you're already doing it, here's how we can make it easier. Dr. Philip Nitschke, the director of the nonprofit organization Exit International, of course it'd be called Exit International. Goodbye. Also known as Dr. Death, invented the suicide machine. Oh, man, Dr. Death, no. It has been named Sarco as a reference to sarcophagus, which means a stone coffin. The machine literally serves as a tomb for its user, and the biodegradable capsule can detach from the base in order to serve as a coffin. Oh, I get it now. You're buying your coffin.
Oh, so you get to keep it with you. Okay, that's kind of cool.
But why don't they do it to where, like, you could at least be... I mean, if you're going to put in the money, wouldn't you be like, you know, you could wake up in 100 years, kind of like Futurama. It's just like, you know, like, oh, you can heal me now? You know, like, well, you know, you might as well... Look, I'm not going to lie. These pods, I would put in a space shuttle, but not be suicide, obviously, right? You'd be like, can I check the qualifications? You first, right? Let me see. This is a cool design for a program to go to Mars, right? And we've all seen it in movies. I mean, let's think about it, right? But wouldn't it be cool if that was like your device? I think I would buy this model and change it up, and I would have Netflix in there. I've had some cool things in there, like heated and air conditioning, but obviously with a latch to get out, right? Not blink tested, because if I blink too much, I'll be like, no, no, no. Are you sure you want to die? No, I don't want. Which way is left is the correct way to get out of here? Ah, man, I can't move my eye. Why is it not moving? Oh, that's right, because your brain's not working. There's so many ways this is going to work bad for people, but there you go. 1,300 people had voluntarily euthanized themselves using devices. Oh, I get that. Oh. I feel bad for that, but that's kind of like what you're talking about when it's just there's no end in sight, right? Usually with cancer, stage 4, right? Like massive, and you just know it's going downhill. So there you go. Let's see. Dr. Philip Nitschke said, barring any unforeseen difficulties, we hope to be ready to make Sarco available for use in Switzerland next year. It's been a very expensive project so far, but we think we're pretty close to implementation now. I don't want to be suffocated in a coffin. No. You know how many movies I watch where that happens, where somebody wakes up with a little match or something, and then, right, Jesse, you know what I'm talking about. There's horror films like that. I don't want to be woken up in a, like, come on, man. The device has drawn criticism, rightfully so, that it's just a glorified gas chamber. The independent report is somewhere of the opinion that it glorifies and glamorizes suicide. Currently, 2 prototypes of Sarco exist, and a third 3-dimensional prototype is being printed by Hexit International, which is expected to be ready for operation switching next year. Well, you know what? At least they're honest. At least we know about it, right?
I think that you have to get, like, if you're going like in a actually suicide thing, I think you have to get like a therapist approval first before you start doing that over there. So, and it's not like you can just hop in there and be like, oh, later, bye.
I just think the Futurama thing is kind of the best way to put it. Watch that show first and be like, suicide booth. What? No, that's not how I want to go out. Please, please, please. No, no, no. Anyway, what do you guys think in social media? I'm telling you, it is worth living. It really is, people. Let's try. And I get it. There are moments when you're like, but those are not what we're talking about. I think when you're just, obviously, nobody can heal you. Nobody can help you. Brain tumors and other things that you just know are going to go bad. I can understand that. But even then, you want to like lengthen it to the very, very end. You know what I mean? Like I would still want a doctor there just to say, yeah, it's and a proper doctor, not the one that, is hired by the wife who wants your money. You know what I mean? Right? You picking up what I'm putting down? I'm just saying. Right?
Yeah.
Think about it.
I don't think these machines are available to the public to just like jump in and stuff. But yeah, I'd be like, hey, honey, come try this new massage chair.
Yeah.
Push the button inside to activate it. Yeah, no.
Just know there needs to be warning labels. Okay, people, we're going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back with your comments next. Keep them coming. Seriously, what do you think? I don't know. Yikes.
Totally Nutcracker's world premiere will be presented by Victory Arts Sunday, December 12th at 4 p.m. Enjoy the holiday classic with a twist, featuring the San Diego Ballet and dazzling local dancers of all ages. An everyone can love it version with a special musical score. Join us at the Chula Vista Memorial Outdoor Bowl, where lively fun and zaniness abounds. Info at victoryarts.us.
New teen driver in the family? Just bought your first home? Have a new bundle of joy? Every life change matters, and by reviewing your insurance policy with Little & Sons Insurance Services, you could be benefiting with big savings. Little & Sons Insurance Services, a family-owned insurance agency who values the old-fashioned way of doing business. They work for you, not an insurance company, meaning your best interests are at heart. They can custom tailor your policy based on specific needs at a price you can afford. Home, auto, or business, you're covered. Call 1-844-9-LITTLE. That's 1-844-9-LITTLE, or go online to little, the letter N, sons.com. That's littlensons.com. Standard Time is here. That means shorter days and cooler nights that make you want to stay inside. Don't get caught in the cold. Franklin Mechanical Systems can do a preventative maintenance check on your heating unit to get it working right. For cleaning, repair, or a new installation, call them for a free estimate. Franklin Mechanical Systems, for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Call their Beaumont office at 951-845-1000. That's 951-845-1000, and stay warm today.
Get up to the minute forecast and temperatures for Beaumont, Banning, Redlands, Palm Springs, your community, national or international cities, on KMET's website, KMET1490am.com. The station now features AccuWeather. AccuWeather offers weekend and extended forecasts, along with the latest radar map and current conditions. AccuWeather on KMET1490am.com. Logged in every morning for your daily forecast.
Are you a self-published author that maybe underestimated the challenges of marketing your own book? I'm Suzanne Lynn, and we help authors sell more books through video interviews and radio advertising. You see, a professional video interview is really an author's secret weapon for marketing because it makes an emotional connection with your reader that can be posted to social media, YouTube, your book's landing page and website, your Amazon author page, and even sent to media to request interviews. We guarantee that video interview will be viewed by a minimum of 3,000 people in your target audience. And let's face it, no one can sell your book better than you speaking about it yourself. Plus, we can run commercials on our nationwide network of radio stations that targets your specific reading audience. Find out more at GiveMyBookWings.com. That's GiveMyBookWings.com. Again, GiveMyBookWings.com.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. We appreciate each and every one of you. And however you're spending it, spend it fun. Spend it amazingly so. I know some are thinking, why are you talking about that episode? But it's a thing, right, Jesse? I mean, it's not something we want to talk about, but it's a thing. And actually, it's a thing that we should talk about, especially for our elderly generation who are suffering, because this is a thing that some decide upon, right? I remember watching it was on, what was it? Designated Survivor. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix, where the daughter of a mom is suffering, and she ends up having to like mix her like little potion, and she's like, I'm ready just to die, but she has her daughter do it, and it's one of the hardest things for her daughter to see, but it's also hard for her to see her suffering, right, through the worst of it. But she already got approval, so she has a special mix, and she puts in the thing. And Designated Survivor, really good show. You learn a lot about the presidency and what it's like to be president if you ever were to. But it's in there, the topic, and it's a very difficult time for the daughter. So nobody thinks about the family you leave behind either sometimes. So remember, sometimes it's not easy. Kind of like what you said, Jesse. I mean, when you think about it, it's a memory you don't want to remember, right?
Oh, you're talking about my aunt? Yeah.
Sorry, your aunt. Yeah.
When I was talking to her, I can tell she wasn't there. There are memories that are like mixed up and confused. So it was just like I would rather her have the option to go before she got to that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would rather go on my terms rather than just slowly degrade and then go to that. But yeah.
No, I get that. I remember watching another movie, and I forgot what it was on. I think it was one of those lawyer shows, which I really liked. And the guy knows he's going to die. He's young. He's like, I want to say in his 30s. He gets like a prognosis where it's just going to be fatal. And he's like, I just don't want to go down like that. And so he does everything he needs to get all of his affairs in order. And then he goes on one of those like, where they go up in a parachute. But he literally doesn't want the parachute to open. That's how he dies. Yeah, I know. Extreme. I would be like on the way down. I'd be like, was this hey, wherever I'm at next, right? So I would hope it would be as quick and painless as that. Again, anything that adds pain to me, I'm just like, no. I just don't want it. Even right. Matrix is coming out, by the way. They jump off of ledges. Don't do that, right? We're not living in the Matrix, because if you were, you would know that a jump from that high just doesn't work. We don't jump on vehicles. Although, have you seen the new gaming for Matrix? It looks pretty cool.
No, actually, another movie trailer that got released has been caught my eye. So
Ooh, do tell,
yeah.
Jesse. All right. Before you get to that, really quick, let's go to the comments that we've talked about. Stephanie Reed says, "Hello, happy editing this glorious sunshine. Awesome, this busy day ahead for today." She agrees. It looks like from the feel of the future episode of Futurama. Judy Munoz says, "Hello, watching from Walla Walla, Washington." Hello, Judy. We're glad to have you. Let's see. Bobby sent some stars. Thank you, Bobby. We appreciate you on Facebook. Thank you for doing that. You guys on YouTube, thank you for sending your superstars as well. We appreciate that. We're trying to get a certain amount of stars. I got to do like a whole morning and a couple mornings to get some more stars, but we'll talk about that later. Algenia says, approved by some recent judge. Wow, probably. Bobby says, good morning, Earthlings. Let's see. He says, yeah, here we go. He says, went through this with my mom at 19. Tore me apart. I still suffer, but I try to #live it well. You see, so he understands having to go like that, and yeah, that's not easy for anybody on the opposite side. So I will say to anybody that is thinking of that, never forget what hole you leave in somebody else's heart. And I will say the only close thing that I can say I can relate to that is I remember when my grandma died, but it was at the point I remember holding her hand, but honestly, I don't believe she was fully there. They said basically she had already had multiple strokes, and with the way she bludgeoned her head when she fell, it was fatal pretty much. Although she was alive, she was on a ventilator, but it was just not good for her. And in a situation like that, you have to go, does the family decide to just pull the plug, or in essence allow her to die peacefully? And in that way, I would hope she died peacefully. Does that make sense? But you don't suffocate them like that. I mean, you just let them kind of go. And that's why I don't like that. Bobby says, looks like #space pod. It does, right? It's a space pod, basically, which they probably went to some sci-fi thing. But again, I don't know. Let's see. Genie says Aaron is in misery over this one. Just give me ice cream with cucumbers. It's right. I know. There's so much more. Let's see. Viviana says it's murder and killing, such as mercy killing. Yeah. Well, see, I think that we should do that with certain murderers. I think that's a great idea. Right? Right? Isn't that painless? Less suffering. If they market it like that, sign me up. Right?
Yeah, it would. Well, considering how much those cocktails to kill them for those lethal injections cost so much.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. If you're going to apply it in a good way. There you go. Make some money on that. I guarantee the prison system will actually pay for that, right? Goodbye. All right. So there we go. Now, there's a thing, and I'm not sure what to think about this, but I will say this. It does make me think because I've been wanting a massage. Because I'm way overdue. I used to get a massage every quarter or so, and I'm a cheapskate. I would go for one which is $60 for 2 hours plus tip, right? But at least it's a good 2 hour. Your body just needs it. Some people, and I think Jesse, you're one of them. You've never had a full body massage ever, huh?
Yeah, I've never had a full body. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of people touching me that I don't know.
I get that.
It would be a weird experience for me. So, I mean, I would try it, but it would be weird.
You should try one of those chair massages. That's a good one. So you don't you have your clothes on so you don't feel weird about it. And then they just rub on your back and they just get it out those. But don't go for a sports unless you want to. And just have them do that. And then about 15, 20 minutes, you're thank you so much. And it's usually $1 a minute, right? So a good 20 minutes is $20. Even that, personally, I don't like those because for 20 minutes I'm whatever. But there's a thing, and according to this, it's interesting because this place it's called Spa Town. So I'm looking this up. I'm a town that has a spa, excuse me, or is it just a really cool area, or what is the situation here? Because this is according to the Associated Press. In Ukraine, a small spa town in the western Ukraine is standing out in a European country where only 29% of the people have received vaccine shots, and locals credit their community spirit for fending off the worst of the pandemic. I get it though; it's a spa town. Get it, Jesse? That's the key of this article. It's a long article, but it is a scenic town nestled at the Carpathian foothills in the Lviv region. It's Lviv, but I think the L is silent. 74% of its 3,439 residents had been fully vaccinated as of late November, while Ukrainian authorities have imposed new restrictions amid a surge of infections and deaths blamed on a slow pace of vaccination, designated the region as a red zone around it, where most public places have been shut down. The wellness centers in Morshin have remained fully open. So they're good to go. Morshin's mineral water has made it a European attraction since the 19th century, when it was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. That's way back when. Over 2,800 of its residents are currently employed by 10 different spas. Jesse, this is the place for me to vacation. I can tell you right now, that is called Oh So Great, which only accept guests with certificates proving vaccination, recovery from a past COVID-19 illness, or a negative test, because they don't want it in their spa area. But I think it's interesting that a lot of these people are actually good to go, right? Let's see. Valentina Panchuk, who's a retiree visiting the town, said this: "I was making plans to travel somewhere this year, and I chose Morshin when I learned that many people here were vaccinated." But evidently they were not really vaccinated, 29%. You got it. A united, broad-based approach seems to be going a long way in protecting the residents of Morshin. Locals have embraced a host of public health measures that have proven effective against the spread of the disease. They wear masks, they observe social distancing, and vaccine uptake is high. The town's low density also helps, too, with houses spread out amid parks and squares. All these factors work toward the goal of keeping the town humming and people working. So I'm not going to lie. I'm looking up this place because I'm like, okay, where's this place at, and do I want to go, right? So when we get back, I'm going to try to bring up the website of this thing, and maybe we can, like, in our minds, go to the spa that we need to, right? Does that make sense? I think, maybe.
That'd be cool. I don't know.
So you're starting to think, unwind the mind, unwind the body, and unwind the soul. Next, here on The Morning Show. We'll stay tuned for more right after this.
When you want the best performance for your vehicle, think only of Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, right off the I-10 and 60 freeways. Check out Scott's complete list of performance products on their website at hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers can recommend ways for your car or truck to get better gas mileage and cut down on emissions. Need your car or truck to pass smog only? Go to Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont. Find out all of your questions on vehicle performance by logging on to hdrinfo.com. Scott's Headers and Mufflers in Beaumont, hdrinfo.com.
Facing a criminal charge and the possibility of a jail sentence can be terrifying. Wallen and Claridge is here to help you. Call 877-466-5245. Our law firm has been successfully defending clients facing crimes for over 40 years. We have offices throughout Riverside and San Bernardino County. Call us at 877-466-5245. That is 877-4-NO-JAIL for a free phone consultation. We will be there when you call.
Hello, listeners. Christopher here from The Christopher Show. Hey, I want to talk to you a little bit about CBD. Now, CBD is not approved by the FDA as of yet. Myself, as well as millions of other people across the USA, have used it with help for pain, anxiety, sleep, and other conditions. Now, you know, all CBD products are not equal. It really matters on where you get the CBD from. Now, I suggest you get it from a qualified pharmacist, and I happen to know of one. It's at Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California. They only carry pharmaceutical-grade CBD products of the highest quality. So if you want the best, you go to Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions. Their staff is there to help you with all your CBD, pharmacy, and mobility needs. They're located at 1680 East 6th Street in Beaumont, California. Give them a call, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, 951-845-8252. Once again, it's Your Pharmacy and Mobility Solutions in Beaumont, California, 951-845-8252.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state? Did you miss sending out a prior year tax return? The IRS is out to collect now more than ever, and they'll use any means necessary. They legally can and will garnish your wages, take your money, and even seize your property. If you're behind on your taxes, call the Tax Relief Hotline right now at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000. You can legally get your tax debt under control, and in many cases nurses get the breathing room you need. Garnish wages, property seizures, bank levies can stop immediately. But you have to call. Many of our specialists are IRS enrolled agents. They know the system and how to make it work for you. Don't wait for the IRS to come down on you. Act now so you can get your tax debt under control. Call the Riverside office today for free info at 951-224-9000. That's 951-224-9000. 951-224-9000.
Welcome back. Yes, it is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM, and we appreciate each and every one of you for spending time with us here on the morning show. I'm not going to lie, there's not just one site, because it's literally a town full of spas that I'm looking for. Again, so I had to do some digging, and they said in the Lviv region of Ukraine, right, Jesse? So, of course, what would you do? You would type in LVIV and then figure that out and then say, okay, what kind of spas are there? Because there's a bunch of them, evidently. And so they have a list here, the Lviv Oblast Spa Resorts, okay? And I'm not going to lie here. It looks more affordable than you think. Okay, I went to TripAdvisor.com on this, and I'm looking at a couple of these, and one of them seems to be a pretty good one. I'm not going to lie. It's Edom Resort Medical and Spa. Oh, what? I'm ready to go some medical at this place. Let's see. So according to this, let's see. You could get a room for as high as $317 right now. I don't know. Sometimes they do that. They test you, right? You get it, and then they go, but you got to pay taxes and then some. I don't know, but I'm just saying. Let's just dream a little, shall we? Edom Resort Medical and Spa is a luxury recreation center, I'm not sure, or recreation center located not far from the ancient city of Lviv, on a picturesque lake in green forest surroundings. Beautiful nature, clean air, peace, and silence help our guests to reach a harmony of mind and body and soul. See, I told you. I already feel relaxed just hearing that. The resort features a luxury hotel with 100 rooms. That's not a lot. That's pretty good. 5 exclusive restaurants and 5 banquet and conference halls. Good food. Good massage, good spa, good times. Right? I'm telling you. I think I could come up with some pretty good stories in my head and just, that would be a great place for a writer doing wine, Jesse.
That sounds amazing. Someone sent me a story. I'm trying to figure out if it's real or not, because it's so out there. I don't even want to repeat it.
All right, let me live in my dreamland before you go there, okay? The resort features a luxury hotel, right? Thank you. Our state-of-the-art medical center offers detox, nice. Body cleansing, thank you. Metabolism improvement, bioregulation programs. Luxurious spa offers wide range of treatments, swimming pool, saunas, and salt room. Not gonna lie, if you have not spent time in a salt room, do that for a good 30 minutes. You will feel purified from the inside out. Have you ever done a salt room?
Wait, what do you say? A salt room?
Salt.
Oh, salt.
Not don't go misery on me with the salt thing, man. That's Futurama. Like, yikes! No.
So it's a room made of salt?
Yeah, it's a room made of salt. Yeah, that's it. It's a salt room. Like it's actually good. Okay, if you you know how you're suffering from a cold right now? It would clear you up in 30 minutes. There's something. Yeah, I kid you not. It's steam. Okay, steam's good to clear up your head, right? Your sinuses, all that. So that's already good. It's like kind of being near a humidifier and then putting some stuff in it and then right? But it's great because when you're in this, it just like sucks out everything. There's something about salt that's very purifying and healing. And when you have it like in a warm, hot room, which is like 100 and... I don't even want to tell you guys this because you have to experience it first. All spas have this that are worth their weight in gold. I go to one every now and then in LA. It's my little secret place. I'm not going to tell you. But if you message me, I might tell you. I don't know. I just don't want people there that I know because I just want to chill. And you can sleep there too, like in the common area. And then you have food. You have udon. You have swimming pool. You have jacuzzi. It's just like everybody walks around basically in bathrobes, and everybody's like cool with it. It's more of a Korean thing, which I'm telling you, Koreans know how to rock. But it's not the one you guys are probably thinking, which is very marketed, which was seen on Conan O'Brien, which is, I think, Woo. I don't do Woo because I hear that's very, too many people are there. I like going kind of the smooth route. And I've taken people there. that I trust to never let it out too much, but then it got out pretty much. So it's like only $30 for the whole day of just like chill mode. Just saying, it's awesome. So according to this, they have that to support the atmosphere of relaxation and tranquility. The resort has a 14+ policy. So no little kids. All the hotel sites and facilities are accessible to guests aged 14 years and older. So this is great for the teens. I'm telling you. They have a bridal suite. They have so much more. So, and then the town's just like pretty, hey, let's just be all chill. See, aren't you feeling a little chill right now? Just saying. All right, let's amp it up a little. What's going on, Jesse? What's weird in the news?
Well, no. First, I'm looking at. There's supposed to be a comet that you're supposed to be able to see this weekend called.
Oh God, don't tell me.
What? Comet Leonard.
Okay.
What do you mean? No, it's not going to crash into the Earth if that's what you're thinking.
What if a part of it breaks off and hits a portion? That's been happening in Russia as of late.
Has it?
Yeah, but go ahead. Let's not talk.
No. It's just you're supposed to be able to see it on what day is it? December 12th.
Okay. It's actually a meteorite. I think you're talking about. It's not a comet. It's a meteorite the size of the Eiffel Tower.
Ooh, what? Oh my God.
Yeah, and it skims past us, they say. But what if they got their numbers off? What if a part of it, because it's entering the... I literally saw an article on that same thing. I think it's the same one, where it enters the orbit. I don't like anything entering our orbit. You get it? Like, is it going to go past us? Are we pulling it in? Are we pulling in a portion of it? Does it get burnt up a little and then break apart? What's going to happen? Ah! We need a spot, Jesse.
You're right. After this, you'd be surprised how many things whiz past our planet all the time, and they don't say anything. But yeah,
they say it usually right after. I think sometimes they go, "We don't know where this is going." Now, I will say this: they have a very big, what I would call like a whoa moment, which is actually sending. And I don't know if you've seen this, but they're trying to divert asteroids. Have you seen that? They're putting a lot of money into this, by the way. It's not like the Armageddon movie that we all know and love, right? With Bruce Willis and Liv Tyler. God bless her soul. She's so beautiful. But having said that, do you think maybe there's a potential, maybe not now, but I don't know, in the next 30 to 40 to 60 years of a particular asteroid? Because they're monitoring all these. And I saw a report on this, which, by the way, there's a really good movie, I guess, on Netflix. I have yet to see it, with Leonardo DiCaprio talking about the science of asteroids, right? And as of late, if you've been looking at the news, you will see some light up the sky. In fact, I saw a couple meteorites in our area of LA, and I was like, okay. But my point is, you just never know. And we talked about this, how one landed, remember, in that woman's room on thankfully, the bed, right? That's a good mattress, I'm telling you. But my point is, it's one of those things when you realize, yeah, we are on this little moving ball of object that maybe you just never know. You just never know, right? Someone suddenly whizzes, and it doesn't even have to be that big. I think the one that hit the grandma's like opening of her roof, I mean, that was pretty tough, right? Went through the roof. I mean, it wasn't like, cool material to make her go with superpowers, or did it? I always wonder about that. Like, what do these things have as part of them? I think that's kind of cool, right? The science of it all. But I think it all gets burnt up in the Earth's atmosphere once it enters. So even if it had like algae or some type of life attached to it, you know what I mean? I think it gets burnt up in the way.
Yeah, it would probably be burnt up in the atmosphere unless it's like deep within there in like a little rock thing, and then it breaks loose like in the Blob. Oh man, I don't want to start thinking about that now. Great.
See, it's all those science fiction movies. I always wonder though if it's gonna be that one like the Lantern episode, right, where the lantern's like, what if it's like a special object and then it makes you be able to do really cool stuff. Oh, if only that were possible here on Earth, but it's not. So there you go. Anyway, having said that, I'm just saying one can dream, right? But there you go. So all I'm saying is, for now, just understand there are things that enter our Earth's atmosphere all the time. And unfortunately, we got to take better care of ourselves, because going forward, there are very big Well, we'll talk about that next because I have theories. I talked to one engineer about this actually, and I said there's ways to do it that they're not even thinking because they're diverting it wrong. Okay, because this is a real thing. This is science. All right, we'll take a quick little break. We'll regroup on this because I'm not saying we're gonna like die right away, but with the wrong asteroid at the wrong time, they actually do research this because they want to see any. Look at the moon. How many craters does that have? Look at our Earth. How many big craters can you tell we've been hit in the past? Thank God we weren't here, but my point is, are we going to be safe on the next one? More right after these messages. Stay tuned.
KMET 1490 presents Cal State San Bernardino basketball this Saturday afternoon, December 11th at 3 p.m. The Coyotes host Bethesda University in a non-conference game. Live from Casulas Arena in San Bernardino. I'm Mitch McClellan. Join me as the Coyotes meet the Flames. Cal State San Bernardino basketball broadcasts are brought to you by Dignity Health, Hatfield Buick GMC, and the Hyatt Place Hotel, Ontario Mills. That's Cal State San Bernardino basketball action live from San Bernardino this Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. on your exclusive home for Coyote basketball, KMET AM 1490.
Are dogs really man's best friend? One Unwavering Friend, Heartwarming Tales of Men and Dogs by notable author Dr. Chris Blazina shares stories of some of history's greatest men and their dogs. One Unwavering Friend tells how Napoleon, Dickens, Darwin, and Freud were influenced by their loving canine connections. The perfect holiday book for men with dogs and the women who love them both. Give a Puppy to Amazon Worldwide, Barnes & Noble.
Welcome back. It is the morning show here on ABC News Radio, KMET 1490 AM. And I love these warnings ahead of time because it's kind of like, just in case, be aware if on Sunday or before. I hope the math's not off. I really do. But sometimes, we go through a meteor shower situation. Sometimes they're like, check out the meteors. I just say, yeah, just make sure you're not in the path of one, right? And some of these don't even get seen until they enter the Earth's atmosphere. And then you see on certain cams or which is kind of cool on YouTube. I've seen a couple of them and they enter and they like blow up and you're like, okay, but what ends up happening? I remember a few years ago one blew up so bad it actually shattered. Do you remember that, Jesse?
Oh, you're talking about the one in Russia?
Yeah.
Yeah, they always get the cool ones. I'm not gonna lie, it was
wasn't
really
cool for the people though because.
But for watching it, it was a cool.
It'd be a cool story. Like, were you there? Yeah, it obliterated our windows. That the shockwave of the asteroid, which lit up, and some had it on their dash cams, right? Because they all have dash cams out there, right? So that's kind of the idea. But I mean, here's the good news. Right? They're saying, don't worry about it. Don't worry. So, I mean, but would they tell us if we had to worry, Jesse, is my question. Would they or would they not?
No, if I was in charge, I wouldn't tell you. And the only reason is because people overreact and they're going to start doing stupid stuff. So,
yeah. That makes sense. According to this, and again, this is NASA, and thank God we have NASA. Some people go, why are we funding that? I say, why are we not funding it, man? You forget about asteroids can hit this Earth. They have done so. We have proof of it. We have implosions. And if you look at one of the biggest implosions ever, I forget what region it's in, but it's huge. It's huge, just like goodbye, right? So whatever it did, it's huge. And if you don't know the science of it, check it out. But according to this, 4660 Nereus is considered potentially hazardous because of its size. So they have a potentially hazardous, label on this. Roughly the size of 3 football fields and proximity to Earth. Oh, I get it. There's no threat of the space rock hitting our planet, according to their numbers. However, but it will be the closest pass by the Earth for Nereus in 20 years. So evidently this thing keeps orbiting around and around and around. And so that's why I say it's not a comet. It's because the comet acts differently. Like Halley's Comet. Remember Halley's Comet? That could be seen, and that was kind of cool because it was like a little icy ball of asteroid rock, right? Which technically, you know, if it has ice, it has water, right?
Right. I think the coolest celestial thing I seen was, do you remember Hale Bopp?
I don't.
No, I remember there was something that you could see literally in the day.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, I can't remember where it was. Either that or I'm just making stuff up. I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, they say it's about 10 times the distance between the Earth and the Moon. Okay, so that's the good news. Now I get what they mean by placement. The closest approach will take place on December 11th before 10 a.m. Central Time. It'll be too faint to see with the naked eye, but visible with a telescope. It was first discovered in 1982, and NASA has been tracking its orbit since. Nereus is a valuable meteor thanks to the minerals it contains. They already know what it contains. Asterank, a database that monitors asteroids, estimates its nickel, iron, and cobalt deposits are worth some $4 billion.
Really? So yeah, I'm gonna go some asteroid mining.
I know, that's what I'm talking about, mining, right? I'm just saying, Elon, I think you're kind of missing the boat traveling to Mars. You can make a lot of money that way. So there you go. It's a thing. No, I look, I would not want to be on a traveling rock throughout space personally. I've seen Armageddon. I don't like it. But having said that, right, we've learned from it. It doesn't work. You can divert one very easily. You just have to push it out of the way. If you think like a tugboat, but you do a push boat, you do that with like a space system, just push it, nudge it, never ram something into it, because then you don't know the trajectory it will be in space. We've all seen Sandra Bullock's great movie, Gravity. That's all I got to say. Okay, there we go. What can happen does happen in space. Just so you know. All right, people, we're out of time. I thought we had more time. Oh, well. Make it a great day, whatever you do. Remember, space pods are worth space, but not, I mean, if you can, just, don't suffocate people in their last minutes. Just don't. It doesn't work. All right, people. Bye-bye. Woo.